The moment you receive the ball with a defender rushing towards you, everything changes. Your heart rate spikes, time seems to slow down, and suddenly that open field behind the defender looks impossible to reach. Most players freeze in this moment, reverting to panic moves that rarely work, but the elite attackers see something different entirely. They see opportunity disguised as pressure. The biggest mistake players make in one-on-one situations isn't technical at all, it's mental. They approach defenders like obstacles to overcome rather than opponents to outsmart. When you shift your mindset from forcing your way past to intelligently manipulating the defender's movements, everything becomes easier. The defender isn't trying to stop you from a position of strength, they're actually in a reactive state, desperately trying to guess your next move while maintaining their balance and positioning. Think about it from the defender's perspective for a moment. They're backpedaling or approaching at an awkward angle, trying to stay close enough to tackle but far enough away to react to your movements. They're watching your hips, your feet, the ball, and your eyes all simultaneously while running backwards or sideways. This is an incredibly difficult task, and smart attackers exploit this disadvantage ruthlessly. The two fatal mistakes that kill your attacks. Mistake number 1. The dead ball position. Your first touch when receiving the ball in a one-on-one situation determines everything that follows. Most players take their first touch directly toward the defender or straight ahead without any tactical purpose. This immediately puts you at a disadvantage because it gives the defender time to set themselves and close down your options. Even worse, many players stop the ball in positions that completely shut off one side, leaving them with only one predictable option. Imagine you're playing chess, but every time you touch a piece, you freeze for 3 seconds before making your move. You're giving your opponent all the time in the world to think about their next move. That's what stopping the ball in a bad position does in football. It slows you down while the defender gets to read you like an open book. The best dribblers don't stop in dead positions, they keep the ball alive. If you do stop the ball, it should be when both sides are open. Look at how Neymar operates when he stops the ball. He does it in a position where he has the option to explode in either direction. That's why his body feints are so deadly. He makes the defender believe he's going one way, but the moment they commit, he's already gone. Mistake number 2. Pre-planning your moves. The second fatal error is pre-planning your skill moves. When you stop the ball and start thinking about what to do next, you've already lost. Pre-planning and overthinking kills creativity and makes you extremely predictable. When you try to plan a move in advance, you're locking yourself into a script that might not even match what's happening in front of you. The best dribblers don't play like robots, thinking, first I'll do the step over, then I'll cut inside. They play on instinct. That's what makes them unreadable. They react to the moment, adjusting based on what the defender gives them. Messi himself said, "I never think about the play or visualize anything. I do what comes to me at that moment." Instinct. It has always been that way. When not to take them on. Strategic awareness. The most important aspect of beating defenders is knowing when not to take them on. If you're isolated with poor support, if the angle isn't favorable, or if the defender has positioned themselves perfectly, sometimes the smart play is to retain possession and wait for a better opportunity. The best dribblers pick their moments carefully, understanding that a failed take-on often leads to a dangerous turnover. Consider the game situation, your team's tactical needs, and the risk-reward ratio of each dribbling attempt. Sometimes drawing fouls or simply maintaining possession under pressure is more valuable than attempting a flashy skill move. Building elite instincts, the 4-step system. Step 1. Master 3. Signature moves. Most players make the mistake of trying to learn every skill move they see on YouTube. This approach backfires because when you're under pressure in a real game, you freeze with too many options. Elite dribblers focus on mastering just 3 moves that fit their playing style and position. If you're a winger who loves to take on defenders, your 3 moves might be the La Croqueta for quick lateral shifts, the step over to bait defenders and explode past them, and the roulette to escape pressure in tight spaces. If you're a midfielder, your selection might be different. The key is choosing moves that complement your natural playing style and the situations you commonly face. Step 2. Practice until it's automatic. Bruce Lee said, "I fear not the man who has practiced 10,000 kicks once, but I fear the man who has practiced one kick 10,000 times." This philosophy applies perfectly to football skills. It's better to practice 3 skills for dozens of hours than to practice hundreds of skills for a few minutes each. Start with static practice to learn the moves properly without pressure or speed, focusing on clean execution. Then add movement, starting slow and controlled before upgrading to match speed. The goal is to make these moves second nature, so they happen automatically without conscious thought. Step 3. Train with maximum intention. Once you've developed confidence in your moves, practice them with maximum intention. This means putting all your effort into executing them while imagining real defenders pressing you. Perform them without pre-planning, giving space to your creativity. In a real game, you don't get to stop and think. You have to trust the movement. When you train, don't just repeat moves for the sake of repetition. Go all in. Imagine defenders, feel the pressure, and execute with full confidence. If you've put in the hours properly, the skills will come out naturally when you need them most. Step 4. Apply in real game situations. The final step is applying your skills in pickup games, small-sided games, and training matches. This is the most crucial step because everything before this is like sharpening a sword blade but never going into battle. Find opportunities to play 3 versus 3 or 4 versus 4 games that force you into tight spaces where you must use your instincts. Only a fool would charge into battle with a dull blade, but a bigger fool would spend their entire life sharpening their blade and never going to battle. The whole point of all this training is to apply it in real situations where it matters. The science of superior ball control. Developing proprioception, your sixth sense. Proprioception is your body's ability to know where it is in space without looking. It's like a sixth sense that elite players develop to an extraordinary level. Close your eyes and put one hand on a table while letting the other float in the air. Even though you can't see your floating hand, you know exactly where it is. That's proprioception working. For dribblers, strong proprioception means controlling your body effortlessly while moving through space. If your proprioception is weak, your touches will feel inconsistent and your balance will be shaky. If it's strong, you'll glide past defenders like they aren't even there. Test your proprioception level by trying to juggle while blindfolded. World-class players like Neymar can do this effortlessly, demonstrating elite body awareness. Start by seeing how many juggles you can manage with your eyes closed, then work on improving this number through dedicated training. Training methods for enhanced awareness. Improve your proprioception through specific exercises. Hand juggling might sound strange, but it improves your ability to track movement without looking. Single leg balancing with eyes closed for 30+ seconds. Develop stability, awareness. Blindfolded dribbling forces your body to react without relying on sight, starting slowly and feeling the ball with your feet. Playing on uneven surfaces like sand, grass, or different textures forces your body to adapt in real time, making your footwork naturally smoother. When proprioception is highly developed, everything you do feels automatic. Your first touch, dribbling, and agility all flow effortlessly. Reading defenders, the chess match. Understanding body language. Reading the defender's body language gives you crucial information about which move to use. If their weight is on their heels, they're vulnerable to a quick burst of acceleration straight at them. If they're leaning to one side, that's your cue to go the opposite direction. If they're square and balanced, you need to create imbalance through deception before making your move. Watch their hips more than their feet. Feet can lie, but hips don't. When a defender's hips turn even slightly in one direction, they've committed their weight and momentum. This is your window to go the opposite way. Similarly, if you can get their hips facing the wrong direction through a convincing feint, they'll need extra time to recover and change direction. The psychology of pressure. Defenders hate uncertainty more than speed. A defender can cope with a fast player running straight at them, but they struggle immensely when they can't predict which direction you'll go. This is where selling the dummy becomes crucial. Before you even think about executing a skill move, you need to sell a direction convincingly enough that the defender commits their weight and momentum. Your body positioning tells a story to the defender, and you want to make sure it's a compelling lie. If you're planning to go left, everything about your body language should suggest you're going right until the very last moment. Lean your shoulders slightly right. Let your hips open that direction. Even let your eyes drift right for a split second, building unshakable confidence. Your success rate in one-on-one situations will improve dramatically when you start viewing each encounter as a chess match rather than a physical battle. The defender is trying to read your intentions while you're trying to manipulate theirs. The player who can control this mental game while executing clean technique under pressure will consistently come out on top. Confidence is contagious in both directions. If you approach defenders hesitantly, they'll sense it and become more aggressive in their defending. Conversely, if you approach with genuine confidence backed by solid technique, defenders often defeat themselves by overthinking or committing too early to a tackle. The path to mastering one-on-one situations lies in consistent practice of these fundamentals, combined with game situation experience. Every defender is different, and learning to quickly assess their weaknesses while disguising your strengths becomes an art form that separates good players from great ones. Remember, it's not about having the most skills in your arsenal, it's about perfectly executing the right move at the right moment with complete conviction.